Okay, we ready? Well, good morning. I hope you're doing well. We are back in Grim Dawn, and we need to head out to look for what is it called? The sun. Something about an oasis. I want to call it the Baned Oasis. Since we get rid of these guys, we'll check. Alright, so the quest says Sunbane Oasis to the east of the Cairn Docks. Well, when I was looking at the map, the Cairn Docks are over here, but it looks like the Sunbane Oasis is up here, which is certainly not east of the Cairn Docks. Looks like it's more like it's northeast. I feel like I should be able to light those. The Burning Shores. That's something to read? It is. I cannot fathom what fate has befallen us. The water in the bay burns as if it were liquid flame. The countless ships docked along the piers consumed in an instant like twigs in a blacksmith's furnace. The hellish flames reach beyond the bay and threaten our city, our homes. I still hear the screams of sailors as they burned alive and the chaos in the street as the flames spread. My body is numb with fear, but my mind is racing. I cannot comprehend the sights I bore witness to in the dawn's light, or what would bring such unimaginable tragedy upon us. The bay's flame linger in my mind like an unending nightmare. Were it not for Yaren's calm mind and quick action, I may have perished in the initial frenzy that ensued. While others panicked and fled, trampling each other in the process, Yaren gathered us up and placed us in his wagon with a small satchel of supplies. Without delay or thought for himself, he sent the horse into a gallop towards the exit gate. He refused to come, saying that he had to stay and tried to help others. As refugees continue to gather at the Temple of Osir, I have seen no sign of my dear husband. I do not know what has become of him, but I fear our future may be just as bleak. The skies to the north are burning. Red-hot pillars of flame leap towards a dark ashen cloud that hangs over Carven City. Whatever curse has stricken the Cairn Docks appears to continue there as well. I pray that we will find safety to the south. So, whatever happened in this place was pretty extreme. And I don't think we're going any further that way.
That skill's not ready. That skill's not ready.
A rotting corpse. You know, it sounds like this happened a while ago. So unless these are people from this camp, I don't see how there could be any rotting corpses. Dang, look at all the mobs down there. There's a ton of them. Whoop. Charged Carbon Storm Halbert of Thunder. That's a mouthful. And speaking of which, they apparently did a hot patch on the game made a bunch of small adjustments. Maybe not so small, I don't know. But changed some stuff at Shattered Realm, changed a bunch of the things that you add to your armor and stuff. We should take a look at that real quick. Place goes on and on. I feel like it goes on in a couple of directions too. Oh, looks like I got stuff behind me as well. This is actually a pretty part of the map. I feel like this is the Oasis part of the map. I feel like we just made a big loop too, did we? We did. Look at these flowers. They're kind of neat. Now, where have I not been yet? Mysterious orb. The orb's purpose or even origins are a mystery. Would it be wise to use such a thing? 30 energy cost, 125 health, 100 energy, carbon, and Minivore abilities. Mini Roar, 0.5 meter radius. I'll just hold on to that. I don't know what that's gonna do. I would prefer not to turn into a monster or anything. Just saying. Oh, yeah. Okay. So we did just make a big loop around. Now we have not been... Which way? This way. Now which way? I think we got some stuff coming up. Ruin entrances. More ruins. Okay. Ouch. Okay, there was an enemy boss in there. No wonder it was hurting so much. I was going to say, I remember seeing a bunch of stuff this way. Sounds like this couldn't have been the only set of mobs down here, right? That looks like the end of the road there. Oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff over there. Thin claws. Flares, neck guardians. Another dead guy. Oh, we found the tome. I don't think that guy got very far. Don't think that guy got very far at all. Why do I get the feeling there should be another rift portal here? Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. Get out of there. There gotta be another enemy boss in that. Yeah. Skin Flayer's raiment. We got all sorts of... Woo. Okay, that's the tome. Okay. Skin Flare raiment. Requires player level 40, requires physique 197, requires spirit 327. I think we have all that. It's kind of nice, but still what I'm wearing is slightly better. Some of the stats are nice on this. I'm not going to just throw it out, but kind of interesting. Now, where are we? Sanctuary of Boron Entrance. I really feel like there should be another rift portal here somewhere. I could be wrong, though. Still, might as well explore it. See what else we find. Ouch. Oh, I forgot those guys have that. Kind of have their own thorns type skill. Very poisonous thorn type skill. There it is. Wow, I was not wrong. That is the Sunbane Oasis Rift. Alright, let's head back and turn this in. I did not think that was going to be that easy to find. I actually was expecting to have to fight that guy to get that back, but it seems like something else got to him before I did. And that would be this gentleman here.
Greetings, Seeker.
Have you returned with the Tome of Eanatum? Yes, but Ganon didn't make it. I suppose that's no surprise. That poor boy was about as useful as a bundle of sticks, and about as flammable underneath that relentless sun, it seems. But I suppose he didn't deserve to die out there all alone. I should have sent someone capable along with him. His efforts were not in vain, though. Now that we have the Tome of Eanatum. What does the tome do? Do? Well, it doesn't do anything. It's a book. Really, no kidding. Patience, my friend. It's not what the book does, but what knowledge it contains that matters. You see, this tome describes the art of transmutation, a technique developed in the Garden Basin, but lost when the nation crumbled underneath a god's boot. I've been searching for it my entire career. With the knowledge contained in this tome, I can use the magic imbued within objects attuned to the presence of others to alter their very nature. It's no petty illusion either, my friend, but the power to bend reality itself. I can test this technique on some of your equipment if you'd like, but you'll need to give me some time to decipher and study the text within the tome. Sounds dangerous, I'm in. So, transmutation, huh? Now that does sound interesting and very promising.
What brings you to my forge? Go on now.
Actually, I want to...
left of my wares.
Well, actually, I have a few things for you, lady. Nothing big or fancy, but, you know, y'all might be able to break some of this stuff down. I'm actually going to hold on to that. Y'all might be able to break some of this stuff down for, whatever. Sell that. Superior Sandclaw Slicer of Blood. They're neat looking. Don't really do me any good, but they're neat looking. Nope. Not throwing that out. Anything else I could throw out that? We have 417,000 steel bits. I could unlock another space in my vault, but I think it costs like 200,000.
I'll keep your stash safe.
Okay, yeah, well, just want to toss all that in there. This, like I said, I'm still not sure whether I trust using that. We'll put that in there. I know we have a bunch of stuff stored away. We'll probably never use, but... Yeah, 200,000 iron bits, and I can get another vault space. Currently, I'm kind of holding out. This I will put over here because I don't trust using it yet. I will definitely look that one up. I'm not just randomly using something without using it, without looking it up first. The last time I did that was in Baldur's Gate, and I put on a girdle, and it turned out to be cursed. I've learned not to just trust random items. All right.
I'll keep an eye on this.
Well, was not expecting to find that book that quickly. That gives us a couple minutes to take a quick look at the patch notes. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? All right. So here we are, Grim Dawn version 1.2.1.3 plus hotfixes. It says Grim Dawn's latest update is now available. Enjoy squished, shattered realm progression, improved crucible progression for alt, revised component skills, the latest bug fixes, and much more. So the biggest hotfix in here, it says due to a bug fix related to casting with two-handed weapons, any skill granted by two-handed weapons, either directly or through an attached component, were cleared from the quick bar, and celestial powers have been unassigned from them. This is a one-time necessary reset. So for Crucible, they fixed an issue where the next difficulty would not unlock when using the Wave 150 checkpoint. Modding, they fixed an issue when the new one-shot skill not working for modders. They fixed a bunch of stuff in tech, an issue where some skills were unable to proc celestial powers for clients in multiplayer, an issue where Japanese font would be missing symbols on the Xbox, an issue where projectile ring skills would not have at least one projectile fly directly forward from the player. This also addressed cases of missing projectiles. Terrain flowing projectiles would follow terrain outside of playable areas. Terrain following projectiles could shoot off in a random direction if they spawned too close to the target. Attempting to put an illusion on an invalid weapon in the offhand could crash the game. Certain scenarios, the DPS calculation on item tooltips would not match damage calculations in the character sheet. Incomplete set bonuses could cause pets to be unsummoned when set pieces were swapped. In the game, they increased kill count necessary to spawn the Beast faction Nemesis. They fixed an issue with the new clock position and UI scaling, causing it to become covered up by pet frame. And they fixed an issue where flat dot damage bonuses from components and augments on weapons were not added to weapons that had the same damage on them. Example, adding bleed damage to a weapon with bleed damage. There was a small itemization. Ugdenbog Arcane Weaver and Ugdenbog Bolt Thrower now drop exclusively from Barrowholm Cultists. Drop rates increased accordingly. The altar at the end of the Barrowholm cellar now drops an assortment of Wendigo-themed monster infrequent. Interesting. I don't think I've even seen that stuff. Then there's a bunch of class and skill stuff. Then we have Crucible. Fixed an issue where all bosses would not spawn in the Shattered Realm. Fixed an issue where the extra spawns option was not unlocked if a character started and beat the Crucible on Wave 150. The fix is not retroactive. There was a small art fix. This fixed an issue where armored Drang rules would not hold their weapons. That sounds funny. The clock display is now smaller and appears in the top left corner of the screen when toggled on. Loot icons no longer appear on the map or mini-map if they are toggled off in the loot filter. And they also fixed some item changes intended for 1.2.1.3 that were not included in the update. And they go on, there's a bunch of Shattered Realm stuff. Shattered Realm has been squished by cosmic forces and is now contained within less shards. The way the numbers were compressed effectively means that every other shard is now a waypoint instead of the previous every 5 shards. These changes have no effect on players that have already reached their target level for farming loot. Example, if you previously did shards 75 through 76, you would now do shards 30 to 31, and the challenge will be exactly the same. But it will tremendously reduce the grind for new players or those still progressing through the Shattered Realm. So that's directly going to affect me trying out the Shattered Realm. That should be interesting to see. Fix an issue where a shard could be generated with souls already present on the ground as a result of restarting the Shattered Realm. Tornado traps no longer reduce physical resistance. Chaos bolt traps now fire a homing projectile rather than releasing a bolt of lightning that cannot be avoided. Then there's some Crucible changes. I don't know much about Crucible, but you can read that here. There's a bunch of tech issues, including fixing an issue where ground projectiles could get stuck on inclines. Movement skills could cause projectiles to fire off into the horizon. Movement skills could rarely become permanently stuck running in place on terrain geometry. Wow, all sorts of interesting little bug fixes there. Celestial power not activating off of skills bound to the alternate weapon set. Apparently, Dranghools have received a visual update to bring them up to our modern standards so they can match their frosty cousins in the upcoming Fangs of Asterkarn expansion. Okay, so they actually started making some art adjustments in anticipation of the next expansion. Interesting. There's some modding changes, so we'll go past that. Don't do too much modding, so I'm not worried about it. But it's there if you'd like to read it. Monster run speed and minimum run speed. The minimum their speed can be reduced by debuffs has been reduced on Elite and Ultimate difficulty. Monster run speed was already reduced on Normal Veteran. Slower enemies such as Bone and Swamp Golems have their base movement speed increased to compensate. Reduced hero and boss slow resistance on all difficulties. Treasure troves are now guaranteed to drop one crafting material with a chance of dropping a second. Crate of Entertainment encounter now fully resets if you fail to defeat it. I don't know what that is. That sounds interesting. Somebody tell me what that is. Removed various sources of fumble, and projectile fumble in particular, from monster skills that are difficult or impossible to avoid. Example, monster poison auras, wave skills. Fixed an issue where some ultimate-only boss rewards could still drop on elite difficulty. This occurred because of the increased level cap on normal elite with 1.2.0. Some itemization changes, including reducing the number of seals of binding required in crafting components. And a whole bunch of component changes. So they changed Aether Steel Bolts, Amber, Blessed Whetstone, Bloody Whetstone, Chip Claw, Death Chill Bolts, Double Touched Ammo, Flint Core Bolt, Kilrian's Shattered Soul, Mark of Dreeg, Mark of the Myrmidon, Oleron's Blood, Prismatic Diamond, Radiant Gem, Reinforced Shell, Seal of Blight, Seal of Corruption, Serrated Shell, Severed Claw, Silver Core Bolt, Venom Tipped Ammo, and Void Touched Ammo. And it looks like, if I'm reading these right, all of them got some sort of slight increase in their effectiveness. Then there's some faction item changes, including corruption bonuses redesigned to support physical, Death Knight, and Witchblade. Dreeg's Great Sword replaced bonus to Vile Eruption with +4 to Possession. Heart of Malmoth increased bonus to Proliferation to +3. Mark of the Shadow Queen add +3 to Supercharge. Oculent fixed lower than intended percent damage. Added +1 to Soldier skills and replaced +1 to Oathkeeper skills with +3 to Shattering Smash. That's a mouthful. They've also changed Reaver's Hunger Soleil's Devourer, and the Desolator. Then there's some relic changes, a bunch of monster infrequents, which you can look at here. There's too much to read. A few epic item changes. Mogdrogan's Tranquility set replaced crit damage for pet bonus with 20% pierce resist bonus for pets. That sounds like a nice set to have. Mogdrogan's Peace set replaced crit damage for pet bonus with 20% pierce resist bonus for pet. Updated pet bonuses on the granted skill. So mostly stuff that Mogdrogan stuff, it sounds like it was all changes to what it does for pets. Then there's a bunch of legendary non-set items, way too many to read. You can see it goes on and on. Definitely recommend checking this out if you're interested in finding something specific that you might use. Legendary set items, also a huge list of stuff here. Again, I suggest you come over here and read this. If there's anything in particular you use, you might be wondering if it got changed. Class and skills. Player scaling pets now inherit the player's move speed bonuses. Okay, I like that. Then there's some changes to devotions, including Arcane Bomb, Blades of Nadon, Hydra, Light of Empyrean, Blind Fury, Healing Rain, Light of Empyrean again, the Celestial Power. Okay, so there's Light of Empyrean and Light of Empyrean Celestial Power. Living Shadow, Shield Maiden, Staff of Ratosh, Time Dilation, and at the end it says fixed an issue where some Celestial Power did not correctly display their percent weapon damage component when dual wielding. A couple small changes to Soldier, a few for Demolitionist, more than a few for Cultist, so you might want to take a look at that. The only thing looks like I have to worry about, and it doesn't look like a worry because they have increased asset damage scaling for Dreek's Evil Eye, which I do use on occasion when I think about it. Then they made some changes to Nightblade, the Arcanist. I'll look at that one too later. The Shaman, the Inquisitor, Necromancer had a few, and Oathkeeper. So it was a big, huge, long list of changes in this hotfix, or this version, which included hotfixes. But once again, I do highly recommend you go check it out, read it, see what changes it made that were good for you. Maybe you're neutral about most of them. Maybe there are a couple of things that you might see in there and you're sitting there scratching your head going, WTF, why'd you do that? Who knows? However, I do believe that's it for today. And next time, well, we might even talk to this guy next time and see what he has. But we might go ahead and see what our next quest is for Bismiel. Until then, bye for now.